Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Topic.
Thunder.
Here from the Top 10 show. I am John Roca.
And I am Matt Nost. This is a show that we do for our patrons over at patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10. They send in whatever questions, topics, points of interest they'd like us to discuss, and we just answer them as they come in. I believe it is your turn to start.
Yeah, all right, let's get into it here. Matt Scanlon is the first question. It says, "Hey, Matt and John, love all your shows. First time sending in a question. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate that. As a teacher, I'm curious what your favorite teacher movies are." Ooh, that's a topic I don't think we've done, Matt. Probably not enough choices for a film top 10, but I think there are some solid ones in there. Thanks for all you do and look forward to hearing your thoughts. Matt Nost, favorite teacher film. Did I go out again?
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you, but yes, you've disappeared.
I'm sorry, guys. There's something going on with my camera as we were coming on here, so I don't know what is happening. If it turns off again, I'll just figure it out. I may have to switch a power block or whatever. But anyway, Matt, teacher movies, thoughts, feelings. Where are you at on this?
The first one that I thought of was Stand and Deliver.
Right. Yeah.
Just lost you again.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Give me a second. Matt, you keep talking. I'm going to pull myself down. So go ahead and I'll be right back in a minute or so.
Sounds good. So teacher movies, Stand and Deliver is the very first one that I thought of. I'm sure most people will gravitate towards something like Dead Poet Society. But as a listener of this show, you know that I'm not a fan of that movie. I love Robin Williams' performance in it, and I think his character is great. Whereas I find most of the students just annoying as all hell, and I don't much particularly care for them. So Dead Poets probably isn't my favorite. Have you never seen Stand and Deliver? That's based on a true story in Los Angeles. I want to say it's Crenshaw. I'm not entirely sure, but Edward James Olmos plays a teacher that sets about getting students through AP Calculus. Yeah, I think it's AP Calculus. And all their grades are so good that the teaching powers that be, the establishment, the ones that are rating all this, feel that like they must have been cheating because all of their answers are very similar. They're all doing disproportionately well compared to previous iterations from this school and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they sat down and Edward James almost just drilled them over and over. Here's how we do it, and forced them all to commit to, if you're going to be in this class, you're here to learn.
Yeah.
So yeah, I brought up that in Dead Poets. What do you got?
Yeah, Stand and Deliver, absolutely. But and Dead Poets for sure. How about Election? You know, it got announced a couple of weeks ago that they're doing the sequel to Election with Reese Witherspoon now having served in Congress, but having to go back to her hometown. There was a book that was written about it, but that was an unusual approach to having a teacher-student relationship. Having Matthew Broderick be jealous and also upset that someone like Tracy Flick could have this power over a fellow teacher of his. And so that was an interesting teacher story as well. I think there are 10 that we could absolutely mess around with. I never saw Bad Teacher, the Cameron Diaz one with Justin Timberlake.
Nah, it's got Diablo Cody as writer. I'm out.
Fair enough.
It's just, you either like her dialogue or you don't.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, Lean on Me is another, but he's more of a principal, right?
He's a principal. I was about to say that too. It's like, there's Lean on Me, but I don't know if that one necessarily counts.
No, I don't think October Sky, though. Laura Dern being the teacher that encourages Jake Gyllenhaal to pursue, based on true story, to pursue, becoming a rocket engineer. In essence, we haven't mentioned Kindergarten Cop,
an excellent teacher movie.
Yeah, I mean, he's not officially a teacher, but he in essence is a teacher or playing a teacher in the film. So I think that counts, don't you think?
Yeah, I would 100% include that. He had to do the job day to day for quite a while as he's trying to figure out who is the son of that generic looking bad guy in the movie.
That guy has been a bad guy and everything.
Yeah, he's been a bad, and he's such a, It's like he doesn't have many distinguishing features. It's so
Yeah.
odd.
Do you remember the 80s, 1980s and 90s where they had those two bodybuilder dudes with the mullets who were like trying to be these like B movie, C movie stars?
What were they in? Can you name one thing?
Oh, dude, I couldn't name it. But they were just these bodybuilder dudes. Almost on the almost every time on the cover, they have their arms folded and shit, and their mullet down, and they look like they're related to the guy who plays the villain in Kindergarten Cop, because that guy is always playing bad dudes in movies, like
I'm
James.
sure I do, but based on that description, like that is so many different covers of VHS films at the movie store in the 80s
Hold on.
that it doesn't narrow down. Did either of these people ever star opposite China O'Brien?
Probably, yes. I would
Yeah,
imagine so. I would imagine so. I'm looking it up
but
now
she's the
too.
name that I remember, not theirs.
Yeah, they were called the Barbarian Brothers. In the 1980s, Peter and David Paul were celebrities in the fitness world for starring in the movie The Barbarians. That's what he was. Oh, sorry, I don't want to play the video. That's what they were from. The Barbarian
Oh,
Brothers.
sure.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Well, once I saw the picture, I'm like, yeah. I remember these two.
Yeah, they did. They did a film called Twin Sitters where they are obviously babysitting these kids. So yeah, real weird type of guys, but they kind of, I mean, the guy who plays the villain in Kindergarten Cop kind of looks like he's related to those dudes, for sure. Mr. Holland's Opus, would you throw that in the mix?
I think it definitely counts. I'm not that big
Okay.
a fan of the movie.
Well, are you a fan of Jack Black, School of Rock? I think that's
Sure,
yeah.
sure, that definitely counts.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him, but I know people like that movie. I have never seen that movie because I'm not always the biggest fan of his, but maybe someday I'll break down and watch it. I don't know.
Let's see. He doesn't often go dramatic to great effect,
Right, right,
and this one is a nice balance of it's still, it's not comedy haha where he's the over the top zany guy.
right.
It's more relatable, so I think it elicits more smiles from me than any kind of laughter, but it's got a
Okay.
nice heart to it.
What about Remember the Titans? Does Denzel qualify, even though, because obviously he is teaching as a PE teacher, but he's more of a coach.
Sure. Don't you think that's stretching the bounds?
I think it's very much stretching the boundary.
Because
Yes.
then if we're like, well, a coach is a teacher, well then that muddies the waters quite a bit.
Coach Carter all of a sudden comes into the mix for.
Oh yeah. Well, now you have every one of those types of movies. What McFarlane USA? If you like that,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
suddenly in the mix. I
Kevin-
never saw it. I just remember it.
Right, the Kevin
Because
Costner one.
yeah, it feels like we're scraping the bottom of the barrel with high school sports inspirational movies.
Right. I mean, you could maybe stretch it out if you started going that route to Finding Forrester, because Sean Connery is not the teacher, but F. Murray Abraham is as the antagonist. So does the teacher have to be the main character?
Yeah, that to me definitely qualifies over something like Remember the Titans.
Okay, fair enough.
Although at least Denzel, I don't even remember him being a PE teacher.
Yeah, he was, but yeah, they don't spend a lot of time with that at all.
I've seen that movie a lot of times. Literally have no recollection of him being a PE teacher. So that seems like a stretch. Shit, it's been years since I saw, what was that, Win-Win with Giamatti?
Oh yeah, right.
But was he a teacher in that?
I don't know if he was I thought he was just like a wrestling coach.
Yeah, I think he is just a coach in that.
Yeah, but do you do that? At least when I grew up in high school, the coach had to also teach PE. Like he couldn't just be a coach, but maybe that's different now. I'm sure down in Texas, you don't have to teach PE. You just coach the high school football thing. That's your full-time job.
Yeah, our high school football coach, I don't remember him teaching any class whatsoever.
Oh, wow.
His assistant coaches did.
Right.
But I don't remember him teaching a single thing.
Right.
I never really thought about it, though, to be perfectly honest. He was a dick and left he was basically like, he wasn't John Voight.
Yeah.
But he was close to John Voight.
Most high school coaches I've experienced are dicks. Most of them. Some of them aren't, but most of them are pretty much dicks.
Yeah. I had two sets of friends in high school.
Yeah.
And he didn't like one of my sets of friends.
Mm.
So I got drummed up on some bullshit charges.
Of course.
Well, I was supposedly caught smoking
Matt
after
Noche, how dare
school.
you? How dare you, Matt Noche?
And on the day they did it, they said that I was doing it. I was at home babysitting my cousin who was in town from Nashville. And my
Oh,
mom was like, yes, he was babysitting. There's no way he was there on the day that you're talking about.
wow. They
And
tried to frame you.
the assistant coach swore up. And now, did I smoke at that time? Yes. Could he have possibly seen me on another day? It's entirely possible. The day that he's saying though, I was babysitting that day. That did not happen. But he was basically he did it in the off season so that I would serve my suspension during baseball season and it wouldn't
Oh,
affect football. So he could
oh
still have
wow.
me, but I would get the penalty of you shouldn't be hanging out with those kids. And I told him to fuck off and I just stopped playing all sports.
Oh, damn, Matt Noche.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't the only one. Slowly
Right.
but surely over my sophomore year,
Yeah.
at the end of the football season, almost everybody quit the team. And then he left the school.
Holy shit.
Well, and he had won numerous like division
Yeah.
titles for our school and all that. He was a figure that the community really loved, but he was a dick.
Sounds like Bobby Knight's situation.
Kinda. But I mean, he wasn't abusive or anything like
Right,
that.
right, right. But enough that people didn't want to play for him anymore.
Yeah, but yeah, the kids didn't want to at school.
That's
Sure.
massive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I think we've done a good job answering this question. Do you want to? Because I mean, I don't want us to ruin a possible topic that could come up down the road. We've opened the door now to this possibility. So
I mean, I can't believe we haven't done it.
I know
We'd have to search through, but I don't recall ever having done a teacher show.
I do not recall it at all. So
Uh,
great suggestion there from
Yeah,
from
Mr.
Matt
Scanlon.
So thank you, Matt.
Yes.
All right, Matt. What's our next one?
Well, why don't we take a quick break right
Oh, yeah.
here? Hear these words from our sponsors, and we'll be right back after this. All right, there we have it. We are jumping in. Our next one comes to us from Marlon Tuttle.
Oh, Mr. Tuttle. Okay.
And he says, greetings, John and Matt. When it comes to movie remakes, there are some titles, like A Star is Born, that get remade several times over the generations with new sets of stars. Since reboots in general started getting really popular, I've thought Cannonball Run is not only ready for a remake, it could be one that gets remade often. It's essentially a vehicle for celebrity cameos and hilarious highway hijinks. So I'm a rich, powerful Hollywood guy, and I'm hiring you to cast my remake of Cannonball Run.
Oh, my God.
Who's in it? What are the quirky characters? Any interesting vehicles? Thanks, fellas. Big fan of all you do. Marlon Tuttle, a.k.a. AZ Badfish.
Damn, that's a good question, dude. The first name that springs to mind to lead it is Bradley Cooper. In my mind, I think he's got that kind of mixture.
So that's your Burt Reynolds?
Yeah, kind of a little bit of that mixture of mischievousness combined with charm, combined with he could go one way, he could go another. Who's going to play the Dom DeLuise? Maybe you get Josh Gad. That seems to be in his
literally
wheelhouse.
who I was thinking.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That seems to be.
Because Jonah Hill's going to turn it down.
Oh, absolutely. That's beneath him. That's beneath Jonah at this point.
Well, there's a good chance that it's beneath Bradley right now as well.
Well, I don't know, because I feel like Bradley has an understanding or an appreciation for those kinds of films. Plus, remember, he was fucking from the actor studio. So, like, I feel like, he's not too high on the, he's not up there in the sky yet, I don't think. But maybe.
You say that.
Yeah, good.
But then,
he's about to play Leonard Bernstein.
Yeah, that's saying he's got Maestro coming out about Leonard Bernstein. Of all people, and I Bernstein is a man to be held in high esteem. I am not knocking Leonard Bernstein, but I'm saying you want to talk about like distance from Cannonball Run.
That's true.
But I do agree with you. I think he's an excellent Burt Reynolds replacement.
I'm trying to think of a young black comedic actor or a Latino comedic actor that could play the role as well.
Oh, there's the guy. Let's see. He was on Narcos Mexico, but then he had his own variety show on Comedy Central. He played all the different characters.
Oh, yes. Oh, fuck, man. That's on Paramount right now.
That dude's good.
What the hell is that name?
Yeah, Pedro Pascal would be another good one for this.
Pascal
I think he
could be interesting.
Yeah.
Sure.
Nick Cage would be good.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh my! I think he'd be good as one of the people.
Yeah.
Like, you have
Oh,
him
for
kind of
sure.
show up. Yeah.
Then you got to
Maybe
have the oddballs as well.
yeah. Maybe he sends up his 60 seconds, Gone to 60 Seconds character a little bit. He sends it up and showing up there.
Yeah. You give
I
him
could
like a Spider-Man noir type of, hey, you come in, you do whatever you want on this
yeah,
thing, have
yeah.
fun. We're only going to be using you for a sliver. And he'd be like, no problem.
I mean, Vin would be great as someone who shows up for like 5 minutes in a Fast and Furious type. Maybe he's wearing like a fucking wig or something, and everyone keeps thinking he's Dom Toretto making family comments around him, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, it would be that could be something you could fuck around with as a way to mess, have weird
I
have a
mean,
character popping in. Yeah,
do I like the idea of Vin in a shitty wig? I think that's pretty brilliant.
maybe one of the Barbarian Brother wigs with the long hair.
Sure. I'm thinking of that and like a mustache, like a really bad, but we can all clearly tell it's Vin Diesel.
It's Vin with the glasses,
But
sunglasses. Oh,
he's
perfect.
playing Dom. Like, so it's Dom not trying to be
Yeah,
Dom, but
right,
wanting to
right.
win this race. Says like family way too much.
And it was like, no, no,
Yeah,
you're him.
don't I know you? Don't I know you?
I know it's on the tip of my tongue. I know you.
Yeah,
Oh,
this would be a better vehicle for Bad Bunny than something like Bullet Train, which he was
oh
pretty
shit,
terrible
Bad
in.
Bunny would be great in something like this.
Yeah, I think
You're absolutely right.
what is it, Flula Borg?
Who's that?
He's a German guy that guessed quite a bit, or at least he did on Conan, but he was in
Oh,
Suicide Squad, one of the people that gets killed off really early.
the Javelin dude, or
I
is
can't
he
remember
the other
his.
guy?
I
Oh,
can't remember his
okay.
character. I just was like, oh, that's that Flula dude.
Oh, the Javelin dude was hilarious. I wonder if that's him.
Yeah.
I mean Daniel Bruhl, or you know what, Hemsworth. Hemsworth coming in would be. That seems like totally.
Well, then Hemsworth is Cooper. There's no way he's
Oh
not going to
shit.
be the Cooper role.
That's a great point. Hemsworth is the lead. Yeah, I could see that.
I just don't see Hemsworth signing on to be like, oh, unless he shows up for
Right.
like the cameos and like the Matt Damon cameo in any of the Thor movies.
Dude, you got to bring back Jackie Chan. He was in the original. You got to bring him back as something.
That's true.
Right? He's still alive. He's still around. It'd be so funny to see him show up out of nowhere.
Now,
kind of sending up that character he played.
yeah, don't you think potentially if we can't get Cooper
or Hemsworth? Or
Hemsworth, because
Yeah.
I think Cooper says no, and
Cooper's
Hemsworth's
got that
schedule is just.
Hemsworth got that heart issue he's dealing with. So yeah.
Oh, I hadn't heard about that.
Oh, really?
Speedy recovery.
Yeah, he's pretty he's pretty he's like retiring for a little bit, he said, as he deals with this physical stuff. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry. What were you gonna say?
Well, I won't say what I think potentially could be exacerbating that. It's a gorgeous physique you got going there, buddy.
Okay. Moving on.
I think the easiest get for this, Mark
Yeah.
Wahlberg.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You want to talk about Burt Reynolds' natural replacement?
So in his wheelhouse.
It is. And this is the perfect Mark Wahlberg vehicle. And that also means it's going to be terrible. At least with Bradley at the helm,
yeah.
I'm like, there's could be a good movie in there.
Do you throw Shake and Bake in there for one sequence? Will Ferrell as Ricky Bobby and John C. Reilly in there? I mean, come on. These guys grew up on those movies. There's no way they wouldn't want a cameo in something like this, which would be funny, right?
Well, if you went the Ferrell route, yeah, then you say you have Wahlberg and Ferrell and Riley. Well, then you're bringing in like all the Ferrell kind of cast. So then it almost casts itself.
Right. Good point.
Type of situation. I'm not against it, but your Matt Walsh's, your
oh god,
probably Andy Richter, probably
yeah.
Oh, son of a gun. I'm blanking on his name. Why am I blanking on his name? No, another character actor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean that's possible. Who would be the female? For lack of a better term, hottie? Because obviously Catherine Bach. I think it was Catherine Bach in the first one, and Diane Cannon. Weren't they the ones in the Cannonball Run? I fucking love this idea, by the way.
Yeah, it's not bad. And I'm
Farrah Fawcett. Sorry, Farrah Fawcett was in the first one. Sorry, man. That was who it was. Oof.
Rose Byrne.
Rose Byrne, sure, yeah, because she's got great comedic timing and she's
got
gorgeous.
the comedic chops. She's done ensemble stuff with like
Yeah.
X-Men.
Yeah.
And Bridesmaids.
I mean, Terry Bradshaw's still around. You could bring him back and throw him into a sequel.
Honestly, perfect. Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, absolutely, Melissa McCarthy. Absolute. John Hamm. I mean, right? Hamm. If you're going to bring in Farrell, Hamm can't be that far behind.
Or if you don't get Farrell, Hamm's not a bad choice. This could be a Hamm lead vehicle, considering how much budget we're going to be spending on casting.
Yeah.
And cameos. That's going to be the largest chunk of budget here.
He's just going to go back and keep doing 80s films, 80s reboots like that Fletch film. Did you see the Fletch film yet?
Yeah, no, I saw it when it came out.
Feelings?
I thought it was good.
Really? You thought the Hamm version of Fletch was good? Okay.
Did I laugh out loud at any point? No, I did not. Not once. Did I find it amusing and humorous? Sure, there were moments where I was like, oh, I like that little piece here and there.
Right.
I was expecting more of Chevy, but he made a choice.
Yeah.
He went his own route, created his own character. So I respect that. I found it entertaining. I think it's worth a watch if you want like a lighthearted caper-ish type of movie.
Right.
But I don't, if you were expecting doing all the zany characters and all that stuff and different voices and the back and forth repartee that Chevy has, well, you're going to be, sadly mistaken.
I didn't, just from the trailer alone, I was like, no, that's not going to happen.
I know someone sent me the trailer before I had seen it. And I texted back to him and I was like, this doesn't look promising.
But if you say it's okay, then
I mean, it's not bad.
Maybe I'll give it a shot then, because I've been hesitating on crazy.
Look, if you go into it expecting to laugh your ass off, me personally, you're going to be upset.
Okay.
Or not upset. That's strong. But if you go into it and be like, oh, I'm just looking for a fun way to kill 90, 100 minutes.
Yeah.
It's perfect for that.
I know people might get mad, but I think Brie Larson would be perfect for a Cannonball Run. It's a great way to kind of what's the term I want to use? It's a great way for people to like laugh. Her to make people laugh, so people who have been so hard on her about Captain Marvel, maybe they can relax a little bit and enjoy her in this. That could be fun.
Sure.
Who else was I thinking?
Potential replacement for Wahlberg. Actually, probably who we'd offer before Wahlberg.
Who?
Matt McConaughey. I think he says no.
I think he says okay to a cameo, but I don't think he says yes to the lead.
Look, he did Magic Mike. Let's not act as though.
Oh, that's the choice. Channing Tatum. That's your choice. If you can't get Wahlberg, you go get Channing.
Oh, yeah. If you can't get Wahlberg, I still think I go for Wahlberg first because it's
totally.
Feels very much like a Wahlberg film.
Yeah.
Galifianakis. Oh
my God. If Zach plays the Dom DeLuise role, sign me the fuck up. Sign me the fuck up. I would totally see that. I kind of miss him, man. I know he had his run, and then I haven't seen him in much at all. I know people love that Baskets show and whatever, but that was still, 3 years ago? So I don't know. I haven't seen him in much, so it might be a nice way to kind of bring him back. And if you reunite him with Cooper, holy shit. That's already chemistry you've seen already.
Well, then let's get Ed Helms on the phone and that other dude whose name I will never remember.
Yeah, Justin Bartha. Yeah.
There you go. And I've already forgotten it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Helms says yes.
Oh, totally says yes. You kidding?
Damn.
These are good choices. Who plays the Dean Martin, Sammy Davis parts? Like they are the Rat Pack. Who do you get for those parts? The cool dudes who are a little like established already and doing their own thing. There's not really a Rat Pack nowadays. You're not going to get Bublé or a fucking Harry Connick. I mean, that could be The Rock and Kevin Hart in a fucking cameo. That could work, right? Get those two dudes.
See, I think Hart says yes, Rock says no.
I think right now Rock shouldn't say no to shit. I'll be honest with you. After the debacle of Black Adam, he should definitely do a comedy or have some fun.
Don't you think debacle's strong?
Did you read the latest Variety article, man? I don't think
No.
debacle is strong at all, man.
I did not. What did it say?
Just talking about how some of his machinations and the political moves that he made behind the scenes, and the way he made this all happen was very much about him and about his ego and
Of
about
course.
his whole thing. So it's a little bit, there's been these attacks on him recently, implying that he's got a oversized ego, and it's always surprising to me that people think they're just nice guys. This business is full of everybody.
No, they're monsters. They're all monsters.
Well, he's a monster, but
They
he's
are.
trying to be successful, and you have to have a very healthy ego to be. And it's not like they go, you know what, Rock, we'd like you to be the lead. Oh, are you sure,
Yeah.
guys? I don't think that I should. Okay, if you say so. He's like, fuck yeah, I'm the lead, and you make me the center of the universe. So
Yeah.
he's the Rock, for fuck's sake, man.
Yeah, I think there's just varying degrees of monster, but they're all monsters. Some are friendly monsters.
Friendly
They're still monsters.
Okay.
Well, I'm just anybody that believes me first
Yeah.
at all times. Anybody that you've ever seen in a movie, that is motivation number one.
Yeah.
I should be front and center. I should be the face of this.
Right. Don't let them fool you with all that actor.
Yeah. Not to say that they can't be good people, but they, ego and narcissism definitely are a fuel for this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, De Niro, Pacino, they're all driven to be leads in their movies, for God's sakes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're almost at the 30-minute mark. You want to wrap it up here? Or do you want to?
Now let's wrap it up here. Thank you to Mr. Marlon Tuttle and Matt Scanlon.
Thank you, guys,
for sending in your excellent questions. We appreciate that. We hope you enjoyed today's Topic Thunder. Once again, if you'd like to participate, you can head over to patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10 and follow the show at Top 10 Show, all spelled out on Twitter, and on Instagram and YouTube. It's /the Top 10 Podcast with the number 10. And you can follow me anywhere at Matt Nost.
And you can follow me at The Roca Says. And, guys, we're heading into 2023. Start sending it. I mean, I've seen some people signing up for the Patreon recently. This is one of the perks you get. Send in your questions, thoughts, and comments. If you're $5 and above, send them in. Yeah, send in your brackets. Send in your questions. We are taking turns every show doing it. So please make sure you do that. Get us a wealth of material to choose from here. We answer all the emails on the show so that we will get to your question eventually. But please send it all in. Also, we're swinging into the NFL playoffs. I know some of you MFers are watching these games, so send in those questions as well. Or some food questions or life questions. Send them all in. I'm sure you appreciate Matt and I giving you some advice. So if you got any life issues going on, as long as not too serious, because we don't want to get sued, send them in and we will answer them as well. All right. Thank you all so much. And we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode here of Topic
Thunder.